This is Chung-Duk Kim, Deputy Director in charge of System Establishment in the Ministry of Health and Welfare, and I will have a presentation on the Special Entry Control System, which is one of COVID-19 response systems utilizing ICT. To begin with, I'd like to say that it was possible for the Special Entry Control System to be developed thanks to Korea's excellent IT infrastructure and technological prowess, effort by the government officials in charge. Let's start the lecture. This lecture focuses on the Special Entry Control System and procedures established by the government for travelers in order to effectively prevent the spread of the infectious diseases to the local community by cutting off cases from abroad in the COVID-19 pandemic. In addition, the course explains the main functions and how to use the system app so that you can understand the Special Entry Control System. The course structure is as follows. Overview of Special Entry Control System. Key features of Special Entry Control System. Key features of Self-Check mobile app for users and case officers. AI-based self-check management. Self-check management via call center. The self-quarantined management in temporary residential facility, and achievements of Special Entry Control System. This course aims to understand the implementation of Special Entry Procedure in order to block imported cases of COVID-19. The Special Entry Procedure including Travel Record Declaration and Health Check Questionnaire, and the Self-Check mobile application and monitoring system designed to help inbound travelers check and submit their daily health status and provide guidelines and counseling services promptly upon occurrence of suspicious symptoms. We have introduced and implemented the Special Entry Control System, which is to check the address of entrants during their stay in Korea and their contact information including mobile phone number available to reach them all the time, to communicate with those having contacts with suspicious individuals during their flight in case where people infected by COVID-19 are detected among entrants. The quarantine inspection was delayed as we had to make phone calls through the number of entrants submitted at site one by one. Hence, we needed additional personnel to support the task. In the meantime, the government agency in charge of the district that an entrant reported as his or her address in Korea should monitor him or her for 14 days to find whether the entrant developed any symptoms, as such symptoms might occur among those who passed the quarantine inspection during the incubation period of coronavirus. Rather than providing more personnel, we have decided to tackle this issue with systems based on our outstanding IT infrastructure and information technologies. For inbound travelers who enter the country via air and sea, we ask them to prepare the health check questionnaire and travel record declaration, including address in Korea and available mobile phone number, etc., and submit them to inspectors during the quarantine inspection. Inspectors collect the health check questionnaire, measure the body temperature of entrants to detect abnormal symptoms, and check the areas they visited during the last 14 days to take measures deemed necessary, and guide them to go through the Special Entry Procedure. During the Special Entry Procedure, officials make a phone call through the number an entrant submitted in the Travel Record Declaration to check whether he or she receives the call. Those whose phone numbers are verified continue to follow the remaining entry procedure, and those who failed to answer the calls are denied to enter the country, and the deportation process is initiated. We are planning to assess the COVID-19 infection risk of countries with the help of Quarantine Experts Committee to classify them as entry restriction or entry ban area, special quarantine inspection required area, and quarantine inspection required area, and order entrants to comply with a special entry procedure tailored to each classified area as the disease continues to spread across the globe. In the meantime, we are taking different entrance management approaches according to the visa type of entrance. As for diplomats, we place them on the active monitoring list, considering that their status has been managed by the diplomatic office concerned, and Korean nationals or foreigners staying a long time with address in Korea are required to stay at their home or residence for self-quarantine. Foreigners with short-term visa who are difficult to self-isolate themselves are transferred to temporary residential facilities for quarantine. With regard to the Special Entry Control System, entrants are required to install the app through their mobile phone before the quarantine inspection and prepare the travel record declaration and health check questionnaire. They can enter Korea after providing a QR code for special entry created during the Special Entry Procedure to the inspector for confirmation. The QR code is issued when the passport number and contact information of the entrant have been confirmed, and it is available to use only once per each issuance. After entering Korea, the entrants have to check their health status each day through the app for 14 consecutive days, and case officers monitor their report. I will elaborate more on the travel record declaration registration process before quarantine inspection. Entrants with mobile phone should install the app, scan their passport to verify passport number and other information. Mobile verification is made through SMS-based authentication check. When entrants complete the submission of required information such as address in Korea, etc., a QR code is printed for quarantine. In the meantime, we are planning to adopt a system for entrants without mobile phone so that they can submit the travel record declaration and health check questionnaire as well as print a QR barcode for quarantine via kiosk. For entrants without mobile phone, inspectors make phone calls through the number they submitted as the contact information directly at site to check if making contacts with them are possible. Let's take a look at the entrance classification process during the entry procedure for quarantine. First, officials check passengers' information submitted by airlines and entrance information received by the Ministry of Justice. Next, they classify the entrants with self-quarantine and others based on the areas the entrants reported and countries of departure by considering that whether or not such countries are quarantine inspection required area. As for the monitoring of inbound travelers after they enter Korea, the entrants are required to report their health status each day for 14 days through the self-check mobile app or AI call, and the managing authorities conduct monitoring on those having symptoms for more than 2 days or ones who fail to report their daily health state. Entrants having symptoms for more than 2 days are required to undergo a diagnostic test. People confirmed to be affected by the disease are transported to institutions for medical treatment, and a notice is sent immediately to those who are on board to the same flight to undergo a diagnostic test. In addition, we are making contacts to those who fail to report their daily health state to conduct a self-diagnosis and trying to identify the location of entrants who are not receiving calls, with the help of police to take measures deemed necessary. The self-check mobile app provides many functions as follows. Submit travel record declaration and health check questionnaire. Submit the result of self-diagnosis each day. Support the management of temporary residential facilities for those admitted. 1339 call center can check those under active monitoring with the app. It controls and manages AI calls and text message delivery service. Enables the mobile phone verification with text messages. Scans passports to verify the passport number submitted. Checks the signature written in the declaration and consent form. Automatically syncs health data such as body temperature and heart rate of health band. It also allows monitoring of family members or cohabitants of a user with one mobile phone. Users can report on their location regularly. It provides an address autocomplete feature and automatically sends messages to users depending on circumstances such as failure to submit self-diagnosis result, etc. With regard to technical features, it helps the government link the required information with MOJ, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, MOFA, MOIS, and KCDC. The Special Entry Control System is linked with the information of various government agencies, including the Ministry of Justice, MOJ, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, MOFA, Ministry of Interior and Safety, MOIS, and Korea Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, KCDC. The system is also composed of webs used for the management of self-check mobile app for users and the one for the management of self-check mobile app for case officers, AI call center, and temporary residential facilities. The self-check mobile app provides 2 versions for users and case officers. You can download the app for self-diagnosis users via Google Play Store for Android and Apple iOS App Store. As for the app for case officer, officers can install the app by accessing to the URL sent to them. The self-check mobile app largely has 3 features. First, users can enter their personal data such as passport number, mobile phone number, address, etc. Second, they can report their daily health status through the app. Lastly, KCDC can monitor the health status submitted by the user and take actions deemed necessary. App users can scan their passport number by touching the camera icon in the entry form. When a user touches the camera icon, a pop-up message asking him or her whether or not to allow the app to access the camera appears. Touch Allow to open camera. Adjust the passport to be placed within the frame. Beware of reflection, hand trembling, brightness. After placing the passport in the frame, touch the shooting button. When the app recognizes the passport successfully, it returns to the travel record declaration page, and the passport number is submitted automatically. When the recognition fails, Recognition Failed message pops up to retake the photo. Next, I'll explain you on how to verify phone number through the app. First, touch the mobile phone verification to verify your phone number. A pop-up message to guide user authentication appears on the screen when you touch the button. Users can submit a phone number of their acquaintance in Korea available to contact if they do not want mobile phone verification or fail to verify their phone number. Entrants should submit the address in Korea and countries visited in the travel record declaration form. Users can use the autocomplete function to enter the address and countries visited. Next, you can see the screenshot to create an electronic signature in the consent form and travel record declaration. Entrants are required to create an electronic signature in the travel record declaration, prepared, and consent form. This slide explains how to register family members or companions of the entrant for monitoring. This feature allows monitoring of persons accompanied by the entrant with a single mobile phone in cases where they use roaming services through a phone for family trip or other reasons. Also, users can create QR codes for verification and quarantine inspection. A QR code for authentication is created after a user completes to verify the passport number and mobile phone number. In addition, another QR code for quarantine inspection is created when the entry of required data such as travel record declaration and health check questionnaire are completed. QR code for quarantine inspection is checked by the inspector. Users can submit their daily health status to the authority through the app. User conducts the self-diagnosis and submit the result via the app. When a user checks to have abnormal symptoms, this app directly connects the user to 1339 call center. Users can sync the app with the health band. This health band is designed to check the temperature and heart rate in real time, and the result is sent to the self-check app more than once a day. Next, you are now seeing screenshots of the self-check app for case officers. This version of app is designed to help case officers check whether or not persons in facilities for quarantine undergo self-diagnosis and monitor their status. I will give you some details on how case officers manage persons administered to quarantine facilities through the app. Administration and release of entrants to temporary residential facilities are checked with passport scan. This app also allows case officers to manage and monitor the residents wearing the health band. For instance, a notice is sent to officers if a person in the facility fails to report his or her temperature, pulse, etc. We are also managing and monitoring persons under self-quarantine to conduct self-diagnosis through AI Call Center. AI Call Center is used to help entrants without a mobile phone conduct the self-diagnosis to check their health status each day. We also manage self-diagnosis status through mobile text messages and app. For example, we send messages to those who have installed the app and are not conducting daily self-diagnosis to encourage them to undergo the diagnosis. In addition, we provide guidelines on app installation through text messages upon a failure to verify the app due to change of phone number after entering Korea or any other reasons. We often guide entrants to conduct the self-diagnosis through the call center. Call center agents make phone calls to entrants to check and manage their health status. Call center agents also help entrants under self-quarantine check their daily health status. Call center agents check the counseling record of previous day and register the details of counseling of the day. The table above shows how phone counseling of call center agents is managed. We manage statistics to manage the details of phone counseling of call center agents. In the meantime, we manage the status of persons admitted and released by temporary residential facilities. Specifically, we manage the status of admission and release of foreigners with short-term visa to temporary residential facilities, and others as well as their record of self-diagnosis. Administrators register the admission of entrant to the temporary residential facility. What you are seeing is an image of screen used to enter the duration of stay of an entrant admitted to the facility, whether or not he or she underwent a diagnostic test, test date, admission date, and room number, etc. Move on to the self-diagnosis record management page of persons in temporary residential facility. Officers review the history of self-diagnosis of persons admitted to the facility, and they are required to check and register the health state of those who failed to conduct the self-check. The Special Entry Control System obtained patents for 16 items with Smart Quarantine System from Korean Intellectual Property Office on June 9, 2020, and the patent is pending in the US and Europe, as well as proposed as a standard in ISO TC 215. Looking at the self-check app installation rate of inbound travelers, as of August 17, 2020, 99% of the active monitored, and 95 of the admitted to the facilities installed the app, and 92 of the active monitored who are not managed by the facilities are conducting the self-diagnosis. I'd like to wrap up the lecture while thinking as follows. How many human resources will be required in order to call the inbound travelers and check whether they have symptoms or not? Is it possible to manage them accurately? Thanks for listening.